Hold on.
How to watch it?
Hi, everybody. My internet is giving me a lot of trouble today, so we might not get to. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to give it my best shot. All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good, good. Yeah, I was supposed to have tutoring at 6:30 for the LOTE, and I was able to log on, but then I got kicked out immediately. So it might happen again because my internet's still not working. So usually I have everything prepared and open before tutoring, but I wasn't able to because my internet wasn't working. So please bear with me one 1 second while I get things open. Hopefully my internet's strong enough to do more than one thing at once. So for the BTLPT, for any test, I think it's always important for us to go look at the preparation manual and see what it covers, because some of you guys maybe haven't taken the test before, don't know much about it yet, right? So we can see listening comprehension is 21% of the test, reading comprehension is 26%, oral expression is 29%, written expression is 24%. A lot of people go into this test without really studying because they think, oh, Spanish is my first language. Of course, it's not mine, but that's what I hear from some people. Spanish is my first language. I don't need to study for a Spanish test. But let me show you something about the BTLPT. So back in 2017 and 2018, 63% of people passed the BTLPT, right? And then you can see it was about the same in 2018, 2019, it went up a little bit to 71. Then in 2020, it went down to 62, and now it's at 53%. So only about half the people that take it pass it, right? And these are what's called finishers. So these are people that are already teaching. So the pass rate might be even lower for people that are not yet teaching. Might be. I don't know for sure. But I do know a lot, I hear from a lot of people that struggle with this test. So even if Spanish is your first language, still important to practice and get ready for this test. So in tutoring, I have a group tutoring that we meet Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock for a whole hour. This is a quick session, usually just about 20 minutes. But we meet for a whole hour and we practice all of the domains, reading, writing, listening, speaking. But tonight, because we have a short time, we'll do one of the oral expression tasks and I'll show you what to do. And then hopefully somebody will be willing to unmute your mic and try it live, because that's a really good practice. It's kind of like the real test, right? Where you put yourself out there, you're with other people that are listening. So let's look at the instructions for the oral expression. You can see that there's 5 parts to it: a simulated conversation, 2 question and answers, an oral presentation, and support a situation opinion. So I definitely encourage you to do these free ones in the Texas NES INC manual and get practice. Record yourself and play it back and listen to your mistakes and listen with a critical ear. And look at this rubric and see how to get a perfect score. We'll look at it real quick. Also, so you're not just listening for, is your Spanish correct? You're also supposed to be listening for, did I fully address the task? That's half the battle, right? Did I talk long enough? If it's a 2-minute task, did I talk for the whole 2 minutes, right? Did I respond fully and appropriately, right? Is it well developed? Right? Did I use a high or mid-high degree of control of a variety of structures? That means I'm not always using the present tense. I'm using different tenses. Very few grammatical errors, right? With no evident patterns. varied vocabulary, high level of fluency, very good pronunciation. It's okay if you have an accent. It's not okay if your accent is so thick that they can barely understand you. Well organized, generally coherent responses, register is appropriate, right? So that's what we have to do to get, this is for the simulated conversation, but all of the rubrics are very similar. You'll see that they're almost exactly the same, if not exactly. I think they are exactly the same actually. So it's all the same to get a perfect score. But some of you guys already know me and have done some of this stuff for my course. So I thought tonight we'll do a different task and you'll see how to do this. So let's look at, okay. So for the oral presentation, you're given a scenario and you have 45 seconds to review the information. And if you haven't taken the test before, it's important to know what to expect, and you will have a way to take notes. You'll have something called erasable sheets, kind of like a dry erase board, but they're sheets. Or you might have pencil and paper. I think almost all of the test centers now have erasable sheets. It's been like that at the last several places I've taken tests. So you get 45 seconds to review the information presented. Then you get 2 minutes to take notes to prepare your response. And then as soon as those 2 minutes are up, it automatically records you and you have 2 minutes to talk. So you don't want to hesitate. You want to get right in there and talk, right? When the response time has ended, it'll automatically take you to the directions for the next assignment. So you only get one chance. That's what makes this so hard. For each speaking task, you only get one chance, right? So I'm gonna have you guys do this one right here. I have a lot of them, but some of them are really hard. And I don't like to do a really hard one in free tutoring. Sometimes we do that in my paid tutoring, which is at 8 o'clock tonight. But we build up to that, right? So I don't want to do a really hard one right now. So I'm gonna give you guys 45 seconds.
Quick question.
Yes.
For the response, is there a time shown to us to see how much time we have left? Like a
Yes,
time.
there is. There is.
Okay.
There's going to be a clock on your screen that counts down. It kind of makes you nervous, but you do have a way to do that. So I'm going to give you guys 45 seconds right now, and then I'll put a timer up on my screen for the 2 minutes so you can see how long you have to prepare. But this one, I can't do a timer because I can't do it at the same time that you read this. So you get 45 seconds to read this. Okay, so now we get 2 minutes to take notes. I really encourage somebody to try this tonight. And I won't be critical at all. If you make some mistakes, I'll give you some real constructive feedback. And everybody here, that I always have very nice people for tutoring. So nobody's gonna laugh or judge you if you do make a mistake. And usually people do quite well on this, but they don't usually talk for the whole 2 minutes. So that's what we have to get better at, is filling up the whole time. So 2 minutes to take notes, and then we'll see if somebody will be willing to present. Now at this point, you would automatically be recorded. You wouldn't get any time to press play or record. You just automatically recorded. So I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And I was hoping somebody would be willing to present. Is anybody willing to give this a chance? Don't be shy, because you got to do it at the real test. No? Okay. Well, I'll give you guys an example. Now, Spanish is my second language, so my Spanish is pronunciation is not like a native speaker, but I get high scores on all of my Spanish tests that I've taken. I've taken the BTLPT and the LOTE. So I'll show you guys an example. And in my Tuesday night group, usually people participate. So you get to hear other examples, which is always really good. But here's an example. Hoy quisiera discutir la importancia de empezar un programa de reciclaje en nuestro colegio. Algunos estudiantes quieren empezar el programa y quieren el permiso del director. Voy a explicar varias razones por las cuales debemos permitirles empezar este programa. Para empezar, sabemos que hay mucho plástico en los océanos y todos los días los estudiantes y los maestros usan muchas botellas de agua y otros tipos de botellas de plástico, y esto causa mucha contaminación en los océanos y los mares, y los animales están sufriendo mucho por la contaminación. A veces las tortugas comen el plástico y luego se enferman o se mueren. Así que es muy importante reciclar el plástico. También usan mucho vidrio en la cafetería, y sabemos que el vidrio tarda mucho tiempo para eliminar en el ambiente, así que es necesario reciclar el vidrio, y por eso debemos tener ese programa. Como todo el mundo sabe, usamos mucho papel en los salones de clase y también en la oficina, con todas las fotocopias que hacemos y todos los papeles que usamos. Así que es necesario, es muy importante reciclar los papeles que usamos todos los días en la clase. Aparte del plástico y el vidrio también y el papel, también usamos mucho aluminio con los refrescos. Por eso necesitamos reciclar estos. Así que hay varias razones por las cuales debemos reciclar en el colegio, y yo creo que también debemos darle la oportunidad de enseñar que son ciudadanos responsables para empezar este programa. Y gracias por su tiempo. That was 2 minutes. So notice I stayed on topic, right? I gave various reasons. I supported it, and I used proper Spanish. Maybe not perfect, but remember, it said you could have a couple of mistakes. I varied my language structure. I didn't just use the present tense, right? So you can see that it's not easy to do this, right? Because it's not just, do you know Spanish? Everybody I work with already knows Spanish, and a lot of them know Spanish better than I do. But they might still not do as well on the test because they're not ready to do this kind of spur of the moment thinking. And also, a lot of people I work with, their Spanish is less formal, right? And on the test, we have to use the formal, polished Spanish. So that's an example. But remember, there's a lot more to the BTLPT than just this one assignment. There's a lot of other speaking tasks that we didn't do tonight, lots of reading and listening and writing. And you do have to know the accent marks to get a good score on the test. It's very hard to pass if you don't know accent marks. So those are all things I teach you. We practice reading, listening, writing, speaking. And people really participate in my group at 8 o'clock. I always have somebody that will be willing to speak or read, practice the listening. So if you need help, I encourage you to consider joining my course in tutoring. Like I said, we meet Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, so you could actually join tonight, because as soon as you pay, you get access to the course, and you get the Zoom link at the top of the course. So it's a great value, because in addition to the course and the tutoring, you also turn in assignments. So let's say you're too shy to participate on Zoom, right? You mute your mic and you record it and you upload it in my course, and then I give you feedback on how to improve. So everybody gets feedback, even if they won't participate live in Zoom. And same thing with your writing. First, I teach you how to do the writing, and then you do your own writing and you upload it and I give you feedback. So I spend a lot of time grading every week. But I like it because that's how I'm going to help you get better. So it's a really, I think it's the most comprehensive way to pass the BTLPT because you're going to be practicing everything and you're getting feedback. So yeah, so if you want the course only, I do have a course only, but that's not, people don't do as well with that, right? And that's $119 and you get it for 3 whole months. So that's great if money's tight and you can't pay every week. But if you want the course in tutoring, it's $39 a week. So I know that's an investment, but I always tell people it's better than retesting. And as we could see, a lot of people have to retest on this. So that's for the course in tutoring. If you just want the course, like if you're real self-directed and you know you don't need a lot of help, you just need a little bit of prep, then you could do the course only. But people are more successful with the course in tutoring. Most people need that accountability and that extra help every week on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. And I do send the recording. So some people don't attend, they just watch the recording. It's better if you attend and then we have discussions and everything. But I've seen people pass doing each option. So it's doable no matter what. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I'm taking my test tomorrow morning actually, and I'm a little bit confused on the speaking part, just in the terms because like I was just in the certified teacher program,
Yeah.
and I know that some of them are only 20 seconds, and then there's some that are like longer, or are all of them gonna be 2 minutes like
No,
flat
not
across?
all of them. The way to know is to look at the preparation manual, and I'll put the link in the chat box so you can look at that and see. And then in my Tuesday night group, we do go over all of them. But since this is just a quick session, we only go over one. So that's the link, and you can check out all of the oral tasks because they're all a little bit different. Some are 2 minutes, some are 1 minute. The conversation is 20 seconds. Any other questions or comments?
Any last minute tips for tomorrow? I'm so nervous.
Get some good sleep and eat a good breakfast, and then try to block out the distractions because other people are going to be talking in the room while you're talking. But not a lot you can do in one night. Like it wouldn't make sense you could join me tonight at 8 o'clock and we're going to do, let me see what we're doing tonight. I have to get ready for it still. And I think we're doing the speaking tonight. So we're going to do a whole hour of speaking. So you could join tonight and practice from 8 to 9, and you could do, a little bit of the course before you go to bed tonight and get a little bit of practice, but you wouldn't have time to do the whole course in one night. But if you want to join me tonight for one night, you certainly could and get a whole hour of practice, and then you'll hear other people practicing too. Any other questions or concerns?
I have
If
a
we-
question.
Yeah.
So when you see the prompt, like for 45 seconds, you get to read over it, and then once you start planning, does the prompt go away, or can you still look at the prompt while you're planning?
It goes away. I'm almost certain. I took it recently and I'm almost certain it goes away. That it's just those 45 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
And you said
Welcome.
for the tutoring, it's $30?
$39 plus a little bit of tax. And that's per week. So it's really a good value because you're getting feedback on all of the homework. So I spend a lot of time on that and give you constructive feedback on how to improve, but it's always positive. I keep it really positive. So some people only do it a few weeks and they're ready, and some people stay for, for months, honestly, like especially if they need a lot of help on their Spanish, they'll stay for a long time.
Is it $39 like a subscription, like every week?
Yeah, it's a weekly subscription, but it make it super easy to cancel. You just log onto your account and click on billing and cancel, or you can text me and I'll cancel for you. So super easy to cancel. I don't try to keep you longer. And in fact, sometimes people tell me I'm taking my test this day and I cancel for them that day if they communicate that with me. That way they're not getting billed.
So if I wanted to join today, I would pay the $40?
Yeah, you would pay it today and then it'll bill you automatically each week, but it's like I said, it's easy to cancel. And some people cancel because money is tight that week and then they come back later. And so that's also an option. But yeah, but I love it. I love tutoring. It's a great way to get to know other people that are in the same, situation and ask questions and get ideas. Yeah, the internet connection has been, I missed my other tutoring first time. I've been doing this for 10 years, never missed tutoring session, but I didn't have internet at 6:30. So I was scrambling trying to send out an email, but you can't send an email without internet and even my phone wouldn't work. So luckily I could message my contractor and he was able to post on Facebook. So hopefully they saw that. But anyways, I thank you guys so much. I've got to run to get ready for my next session. But if you want to ask me any questions, I will be available tomorrow, or you can even text me tonight. That's my phone number. And because I know I might not have addressed all your concerns, or maybe you don't know enough about tutoring to be ready to join. But I think you'll find it very helpful. Everything's aligned to the test. But thank you guys so much. I hope you'll have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.